Are you an online trainer who's struggling to generate leads? I dare you to try this. These are the top 4 secret ad strategies we use in our own fitness business and with our clients in 7-figure scaling systems. And I'm also going to give you one bonus at the end of this video, which is going to be a full walkthrough, which is going to show you how to find a secret hidden audience, which will help you make more money and make your Facebook ads super accurate. If you don't know who I am, my name is Charlie Johnson. I've sold over $11 million of programs in the fitness industry. We run 7-figure scaling systems and we help trainers all over the world completely transform their business. Now let's get into building these Facebook ads. Okay, so the first step in terms of looking to scale and print money with paid ads in fitness is very, very simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to use boosted reels. So essentially we're going to make sick content on Instagram and we're going to put paid ad spend behind this. Now, what you actually want to be boosting is the content that pops organically. Because if you try and push content out there on paid ads that's terrible, it's going to perform terribly. So first thing is make sure the videos and the content is actually good. If you don't know what good looks like, hit the link below this video. You can check out our 4C course where we teach you exactly how to do that for free. And that will solve the problem. And then once you've done that, you can come into this. So we boost reels, we push it out to eyeballs to get the right people we want. Now, a huge mistake most people make is the audience they're selecting. Now, when you're pushing traffic out, the number one audience you want to make sure you don't do is put automatic if you're using it in the app. And there's 2 different places you can actually be boosting your Instagram reels from. One is in with the Instagram app itself on your phone. Secondly is within Ads Manager. What I would recommend you do is you use the Ads Manager because it will give you a lot more targeting options. It'll also let you exclude your current clients if you upload a CSV file of people who have bought programs from you. And in addition to that, you get a lot more data and metrics. And the other bonus to actually think about from this point of view is that Facebook is going to be charging people extra who are going to be boosting within the app. So what you want to make sure is you're doing is using it via Ads Manager and boosting the reels out. Now, what we actually want to be looking for is I would be looking at like cost CPC. So CPC is cost per click. And essentially, if you're going to be comparing different videos and different reels you're boosting, this is the metric you want to be looking at in terms of what's going to be the most profitable. Now, the reality is the way these ads essentially work and the systems work, you can't directly track who's following you off of each reel. Now, I gave away the secret in terms of what we're going to be doing and why we're boosting reels. It's because the goal is that we want to increase our followers. Now, if we increase our followers, what does that mean? We have more eyeballs. What you can do on Instagram is you can message all the people who then follow you who are ICA. Now, what I would recommend in terms of audiences, what you want to do is focus on broad targeting. So this is called open interest targeting. So I would focus, for example, on our own business. We would target United Kingdom, Ireland, United States, Canada. Those are probably the big 4 countries we target. Sometimes Australia, but time zones don't work that well. So depending on where in the world you are, you want to target for those things. Don't target worldwide, don't target the whole of Europe, don't target countries essentially poor people, because what happens, Facebook and Instagram will optimize for the cheapest video views and it will send your content to the crappiest people first. But what you actually want to think about is how the algorithm works, is Meta will read your content using AI and it will push what's in the content directly to the right type of person. So that's why you need to be very clear with the type of messaging when you're talking, who you're trying to speak to, because it will try and push that content to the right person for you. Now, you might be thinking, Charlie, how do I message these people then who follow me? Like, what would you say? The best message you're going to be working, that works best is a this or that question. So what you want to ask is, hey, Charlie, thank you for following me. Is it fat loss content or muscle building content you're looking for? Question mark. So you're giving them 2 answers to come back with. Because what we want to do is imagine everyone is very stupid and make it as easy as possible for someone to reply so they don't have to think about it. So what type of content are you looking for? Fat loss or muscle building? Fat loss, awesome. Here's another reel I made that will be really helpful for you. How long have you been trying to lose fat for? And then you can see how the conversation goes and how you can pull people through that spider web, which the end goal is to get them onto a sales call and then sell them into a coaching program. I'm going to come on to later in this video about tracking numbers and what numbers you need to be tracking. Now, the second type of boosted reels we actually want to be posting and pushing out is with a CTA. Now, CTA stands for call to action. So for example, I actually posted one yesterday and it's fucking baller and it's millionaire habits. This is my morning routine, millionaire habits, and it's gone nuclear. And essentially what you do is you create a reel that maybe gives some value, tells a story, and then you offer something away for free at the end. Now, for that, for example, we offered away a blueprint on how to scale a 7-figure coaching business. It's an hour-long training video. People comment below blueprint, and then From the comment, we then DM them. And what we do is we can automate this entire process using our 7FSS 360 software or also ManyChat, which will basically take the whole process and automate conversations getting started. So every time someone comments blueprint on that post, we will send them a DM being, hey Charlie, thanks so much for commenting on the post. Here's a link to the training. And it will automatically reply to the comment, which increases the engagement and then also pushes the video out to more people. Because what Instagram wants to optimize for is engagement and people engaging with your content and also starting conversations, because Instagram is actually primarily a messaging platform. 70% of usage on Instagram is in the DM, not actually posting or looking at content. When it comes to this automated message flow, one big word of warning, I would just automate the first part of the process. Because if, for example, I say to you on an automated message, hey Charlie, how are you? Hope you're well. Here's a link to the free training. And you're like, thanks, my dog died today, I had a difficult day. And like, awesome, great. What do you think of the training? Like, not gonna make sense. So a really important thing is I'd only automate the start of the conversation, and then I'd have a setter or yourself come in to book the call. Now, two other beautiful things that happen from this web flow we have here. So this is a funnel. So essentially we have DM come in from here. So this has been started from the call to action on ManyChat. Now, as this person comes into the funnel, what happens is we try and get them to book in a call and contact them via multiple ways. So for example, we have WhatsApp. So we will WhatsApp message them here with an automation that's going to get them into conversation as soon as they basically come in. Because when someone opts in to the DM conversation, we send them a link. We send them to a website where we take their email address and their phone number. That fires a WhatsApp automation. We also then call them. And then lastly, we also get their email. And then the goal from all three of those and also the DM conversation we started at the top is essentially come into a call and then we make money from them. So that's a very simple process. But what this allows us to do is we've got 4 different ways that we're trying to get that prospect who's come through from basically an ad into a sales call and become a high paying client. Next ad strategy is our SMS style strategies, which is where I'm looking for like 5 guys who want to get in great shape to go to Marbella this summer, or I'm looking for 5 women who want to lose the belly fat by Christmas. Be very specific to who you're speaking to. But essentially what we found is that we've run those as graphic ads. Graphic ads traditionally tend to get a lower cost per message. They're also much easier to test because you can actually recreate them, change the headline much quicker than you can if you have to refilm the video. But the videos tend to convert higher in terms of actually making money. So I would suggest trying both. A huge thing I would say though is that this works in terms of seasonality. So right now in the summer when I'm filming this video, these are less effective now than they would be in the winter time, so like January, February, around Christmas, because these are direct high intent marketing. High intent marketing is I'm going to you, you've got this problem, I can solve it, give me money. Now, the other boosted reels that we showed before is non-intent marketing. We're slowly pulling people in and then we're engaging them, rather going bang, buy my thing straight in front of me. So you want to use your ad strategies depending on what time of year it is in terms of the seasons. But the I'm looking for strategies work very well, but you just need to track the data, which is what I'm going to come on to next. Now, with all of these ad strategies we've shown so far, we talked about a funnel earlier on. Now, all of these ads are creating a funnel because they're creating video views and they're essentially basically bringing people in to your IG profile. So these are all video views. This is people who we can then retarget everyone who's come through. So what we essentially do at this point is we then start to run retargeting ads, which again are very intent based to the warmest people to try and get them to book a call directly. So you send them to what's called a VSL, a video sales letter. Now, the secret of VSLs is I would keep them very short, 3 to 5 minutes long. Don't make them 45 minutes long and no one's going to watch that. The goal is just to make someone problem aware, give authority, show how you can solve the problem and try and get them to book a sales call. Now, an easy way to make VSLs, and what you want to do is you want to test this and use 4 different ones, is to use ChatGPT to rewrite the headlines and give you 4 different variations. And if you use something like Go High Level or ClickFunnels, see which one performs at the highest. So when it comes to tracking numbers and scaling your business on paid ads, there's some very important things we need to use. So if you're running VSL ads or you're going direct to funnel ads or you're doing opt-in ads, I would suggest using ROAS, which is an ad tracking software system we use. I can create a whole other video on that if someone wants. The metrics you need to know. Number 1, income per call booked. Very, very simple. What does income per call booked mean? Essentially, let's say you booked 10 sales calls, you made £10,000. That means you make £1,000 per call you book. Now, why is that an important number to know? Because it means I can spend up to £1,000 to break even on my Facebook ads and just booking calls. That's regardless of where they show up, regardless of what happens. So that's the raw number we want to look at. The second thing you want to look at, coincides with this, is the cost per call booked. When we know our cost per call booked, and then also your income per call booked, it's very simple to then be like, cool. So let's say our income per call booked was, let's say it's 1K for ease of maths. Let's say this is £500. That's basically a 2-to-1 this should be. Reality, if you know you also have reoccurring revenue on the back end, you can actually keep probably increasing and scaling your ad spend. The reality is this is 2-to-1, it's not necessarily amazing, but you could scale that at that point. Now, what you have to also understand is that as you scale paid ads, they tend to actually perform worse, because what happens is that ads get pushed out to the lowest hanging fruit, who are the easiest to convert, and it tends to be less of those people the more you scale them up. So ideally, we need to be trying to shoot to bigger numbers than what would be a 2-to-1 ROAS there. And I gave the secret away of the next thing, ROAS. So what is ROAS? So ROAS is very simply return on ad spend. Essentially, what we want to do is you want to create a cash machine. You put in £1, you get £4 back. Then it's how many £1 can I put back in to get £4 back without breaking the entire system where the sales calls can't be taken, we can't onboard and coach the clients, and that's the fun part of scaling. And next but not least, depending on what type of ads you're running, if you're running messenger ads, which is the primary type that we would run, like I mentioned earlier, in terms of the I'm looking for type of posts, you want to know what's called your CPM. So that's cost per message. Now, what I would generally look at in terms of CPM is I would try and look at roughly max of £10 is a good go-to. And then if you also look to say the cost per call booked, I'd actually look at probably a max of about £100. Generally, if these are qualified, that is a recipe to print money in fitness. If you get £10 or under CPM, you get £100 or under cost per call booked. That means if I spent £1,000, I get 10 qualified leads on the call. Let's say half of them show up, that's 5. Can you close 1 in 5 people for 2 to 3K? Yes. Then you're gonna make a lot of money. And last but not least is we've got ROAS. I'm gonna add LTV on here. So ROAS LTV is the lifetime value return on investment of your clients. So how much do you make over a period of time from a client signing up? And this is when you know this basic math, it becomes very easy in terms of whether you can spend more money on marketing or whether you need to rein it in or you need to try and optimize what you're doing. And now what we do is we're going to go to the bonus tip of how you can find a secret audience no one knows about.
Exactly the magic audience that you're looking for to scale a business. So this is an example of it in our business. So this is a lookalike audience of the people who have bought our business coach programs. We do the same thing for fitness. So what we essentially do is we get the data, say from something like Stripe, we upload this into Facebook Ads Manager. We then run that as a lookalike audience, and Facebook/Instagram will find us a similar audience. So I'm going to show you an example in terms of how you do this now. And there's a couple of different audiences you really want to focus on. So the lookalike audiences I would focus on would be of buyers, number 1. Number 2 different audience I would do would be of people who booked a call the last 90 days. Those are the 2 main ones. And the third one you could do is if you have competitors, you can get a VA to go through, scrape their Instagram followers, names, email addresses, create a CSV file from that, and then you can run that as an audience. Now, if we want to create a custom audience, this would be an example in terms of our lookalike audience here for buyers. So what we've done, we've got a 1% lookalike audience here, and you can create different percentages. I'll show you exactly what you need to do and how to do this. An important thing you need to make sure you do, though, is you also exclude your current clients from the lookalike audience. Now, what we do, we go to create new. We then go to lookalike audience, and then we can use existing data. So if you don't have existing data, what you do, so you take your spreadsheet of buyers, you go to create new custom audience, you go to custom list, you go to next, you go next again, you click upload file, and then you click next and upload, and you put a name or whatever you want to call it. So very, very straightforward. Now, once we create custom audience, you go to lookalike audience. So then what you want to do is set location. So where do you want these people from? So let's say it's the UK. What you'll find is that you have to have over 100 people from one specific country to be able to populate that audience. So you might not have enough people, say, for the US, as an example, then just do the UK. And then what I would do is once you've made this audience, you can still run this to other countries. Now, what I would do is I would do 5 different audience types. I would take those up to 10%. You take that one to 6. And these are 3 different ad sets you can essentially run. So you'd have a 1% audience here, a 2% audience here, 2 to 3%, 3 to 6, and 6 to 10%. And it gets more broad and bigger that is. And you can see here how more people pulled in this as we go. Very, very straightforward. Then you click create audience, which I'm not going to do because this will create another custom audience for us. That will then bring them all into here. And then we've just got here, for example, this is a 1% audience. You then have another ad set, which will be another one of these. You then have a 2% audience. You have another ad set, will be a 3% audience, and so forth. You got all 5. But I would start with audience number 1, which would be the 1% ones. Get these cranking, getting crushing it. And if you want a tip in terms of how to start a budget for Facebook ads to win, always do odd numbers because Facebook is an auctioning platform. So if you do £1 more than someone else, if everyone's doing £30 a day and you do 31, you should get better leads and you should get more of them. So this is how we set up a custom audience to Facebook, and this is a golden goose that will help you print more money.
Now, if you're looking to scale your business using paid ads, I have a completely free gift below this video, which is our Facebook ads launch blueprint. That will show you exactly how to get your ads set up and skyrocketed. If you want a proven process in terms of actually how you can build your business to 6 or 7 figures using paid traffic, then you can also book a free coaching call with our team below. And we find out exactly where you are now, where you want to go, and how we can help you get there. I've personally spent over $1.5 million on Facebook ads in fitness. So I know what works, what doesn't work, and we have a proven method that can help you scale. If you took value from this video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and see you next video soon.